Gav, a 55-run victory in the end, the second on Sky this season. Thoughts on the result and the performance?
Yeah, I felt we were. It was a very good performance. I felt we assessed conditions well. I felt at half time 150 was a good score. It was a similar sort of pitch to the Worcester game where we won quite convincingly in the end, and similar sort of scoreline. The way Cozzy played up front was probably the difference in the sides. If you're being honest, he scored 30 odd off 20 balls. And then backed up, we had a little stutter in the middle, and then Parky's innings at the end, little gem of an innings, I don't know, he got 15 not out, just put us over that sort of 140, 150, which is our par score. And then obviously to take wickets in the power play, it kills the game. I think since we've gone spin in the power play, we've mixed the pace and sort of changed the bowling round, sort of one over each bowler through the power play. It's not let people settle against us, and we've been able to build pressure that way as opposed to just three bowlers bowling through it, and I think that's really helped us.
So going into Derbyshire's innings, you as a bowler and as a bowling attack went out there confident that you could skittle them out for less than 149? Absolutely,
yeah. I didn't think we had to bowl them out. I felt like it was a pitch we could go at under 7.5 and over on. To be honest, I felt like they got a little bit wrong at the end. They should have used the pitch a little bit more, which we did. Obviously, you've seen a couple of catches on the edge, which can happen in this game. But our plan at half time was to go into the pitch, try not to get too full towards the bat, and make them sort of hit the ball past our fielders, which, as you've seen, they didn't really clear them. So that was where that was. And obviously, Akers bowled beautifully there. Sort of mixed his pace well, used his height, spun the ball to pick on 3 for 9. It's exception, isn't he? He's been brilliant this year.
Nico, building up to the game, was speaking about the early wickets and from their top 4 especially, and obviously he went out there and got them out in the power play. How crucial was it to get those maybe top 4 batsmen out as early as possible?
Yeah, 100%. You look at their scores when Derbyshire have won games, it feels like the majority of their runs have come from the top 4. Billy Godderman's been a dangerous player, Lewis Rees hit strong shots, and then that sort of engine room of Wayne Madsen and Deploy, it felt like we had to attack. And I think once Dietz got that early wicket, just had a gut feel that we, like the bouncers and attacking ball, I felt like we used that really well today. And then sort of once they were 4 or 5 down, it felt like the game was up there.
When they started falling the first 2 or 3, did you feel like a swing in momentum possibly to go on and then close the game out?
Say that again, sorry.
When the first 2 or 3 wickets started falling, did you feel a swing in momentum, obviously to the Foxes' side, to then go on, push on and get them all out?
Yeah, 100%. I think it can be quite easy when you do take a couple of wickets early on to sort of sit back and just try and bowl dots here and there. I felt that's what we did today. We attacked. We took probably risks and stuff like that. Dietz got warned for a couple of bounces, which it's not ideal, but it showed his intent up front to try and take wickets. And the stats suggest that if you take 3 wickets in the power play, you win over 80% of your game. So definitely, I think once we got Madsen out, we were sort of really in the game. And then obviously we had that over where we took 3 wickets, and that was obviously the real sort of final thing that turned it our way.
Yeah, and obviously it was you that took the 2 of the 3 wickets in that over. You posted career best figures again for the second time this season, 3 for 14. Must be delighted with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to contribute, but the main thing is that we won. Coming today, it was a game we had to win. I think if we were to progress, we want to progress as a side. Obviously, it's great that lads are getting experience and stuff like that. Will Davis playing his 5th, 6th game, Harry Swindle's similar. Myself and Callum now, we've played 30, 40 games, we're racking up the games. But like you say, we want to progress in this tournament. I think it's a bit of a cliche, but we are trying to take it one game at a time. We go to Northampton tomorrow. Hopefully the weather stays away, and we can put a few of the things that we did a little bit wrong last Friday right and turn them over if we get on.
And at one point you're obviously on a hat-trick ball. What were you feeling running up for that delivery?
Hit the stumps, which I did do. Got a little bit full, but it's nice when you do take a couple of wickets. It feels like your next couple of balls are chances really to attack. I got a little bit full, but it was nice, as I say, to take those wickets early on and really contribute today.
You just mentioned the Northamptonshire game tomorrow. A lot of momentum gained and carried over despite the washout against Northamptonshire the day. So a lot of momentum taken into that fixture.
Absolutely, I think we're 5 from 7 or 4 from 6. I can't remember. We had a couple of washouts as well. Absolutely, yeah. T20 cricket is all about momentum. it's about peaking at the right time. We feel like we've got a really settled sort of formula now. We're playing nice cricket. People know their roles really, really well. And you know, we are moving into I think we've got 3 games left, and we're still in the hunt. If you'd have offered us that at the start of the tournament, I'm sure we'd have all snapped your hands off for that. So yeah, absolutely, we are. If you can sneak into the quarterfinals, anything can happen. So, you know, as I say, we are taking it 1 game at a time. Tomorrow's massive for us, and yeah, hopefully the weather stays away and we can get on the park.